everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a second trimester update. I'm currently 25 weeks and 3 days pregnant. If you haven't already checked it out, I did this after my first trimester, so you can check out my video on my channel about that. I have to say this second trimester is like night and day from my first trimester. So I thought it'd be fun to switch things up for this video and do kind of like a questionnaire format. So before we get to that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when my next video is coming out and so that you can watch more pregnancy related videos in the future. I've got a list here of all the questions that I'm gonna go through. So the first one is, what is my bump looking like? How has it grown? What's my skin doing? So I'm just going to show you that right now. So the second thing on my list is, how has my energy level been? I have to say, this is one of the biggest changes that I've noticed. In my first trimester, I was extremely tired. I slept a lot. I slept at least 10 hours every night. When I'd come home from work, I was exhausted. I have gotten all of that energy back and then some. Like, I honestly don't know where it comes from. I feel like I am alive again and I'm so much more motivated. So having that energy back has been like the best thing ever. So the next question is all about food. So how's my appetite? Do I have any cravings? Do I have any food aversions? So this is also super different from the first trimester. So now I have to say, all of those food aversions that I had in the first trimester, I feel like are completely gone. I literally felt like I didn't want to eat anything. And now I am finally able to eat like vegetables and fruits and all the healthy stuff again. So that part, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm hopefully making up for that first trimester where I was just trying to eat to survive. My appetite kind of has been up and down in this trimester. So it started off pretty good at the beginning, but then it kind of took a dip and I was very surprised that I wasn't more hungry, and I thought that was really strange. Now, at the same time, I was under a lot of stress and I did have a little bit of anxiety and stuff like that. So I think that was really kind of what was holding my appetite down. But since now I've been a lot more relaxed, my appetite is very good. I have to say, ever since about 22, 23 weeks, I felt this spike in my appetite. 3 square meals a day was just not enough. So I'm pretty much eating like 4 meals a day now. And in terms of cravings, I have to say that has really died down. I haven't really had any crazy cravings, but every kind of day or every other day, there's something that'll pop into my head that I'm like, I need to make this. I need to eat this, I really want that, but it's nothing like I experienced in the first trimester. For this next one, it's, have I had any swelling, stretch marks, changes in my body, the linea nigra, I don't know if that's how you say it, but the dark line that can appear down your belly, and what other symptoms am I experiencing if not those ones? So, swelling, I'm super lucky. I have not had any swelling yet, but I'm thinking as the weather gets warmer and I get closer to my due date, that's probably gonna start kicking in, but so far so good. Stretch marks. I was really concerned about stretch marks. I thought for sure by now I would be able to see visible stretch marks. Again, I think I'm really lucky because I have not seen any stretch marks on my belly or anywhere for that matter. I feel like I've been doing a really good job at keeping my skin hydrated with not lotions but oils. I found out that oils just, I don't know whether it's just me and my skin or in general, but I feel like it just hydrates and penetrates your skin that much better. And I do see a difference when I apply oil like morning and night, and I keep up with that routine. I'm again hoping that continues. I know genetics play a big role and that you can't entirely control this. So I'm just trying to do everything that I can to hopefully not get any. So fingers crossed. Okay, the linea nigra. So I do have that. It did start appearing in my second trimester, and you would have seen it just at the beginning of this video. So it's kind of a weird thing. It doesn't go in a straight line. Mine is like not aligned. I'm not too crazy about how it looks. I think it's super weird. I don't even know why women develop it, but I know it's super common in pregnancy. At first, it really bothered me. I thought this is just so weird looking, but now it's a part of my belly and I really don't care. And it's gonna fade after birth anyways, so big deal. All right, so changes that I have noticed in the second trimester. I'm gonna go through those now. So the first thing are veins. Now, I don't have any crazy veins, but I just have noticed these tiny little purple like spider veins just in I think like 3 places on my legs, and I think they actually appeared in my first trimester and have just stuck around, but I'm pretty happy that there's nothing too noticeable. Like there's nothing that I'm freaking out over at all at this point. I did notice though the feeling behind my knees, which is like you have veins behind your knees. I sometimes would get this feeling like they're blocked, or there was just this heaviness and almost soreness behind my knees. I really don't know what that was all about, but I haven't really experienced it since kind of the beginning of my second trimester. I think now that I'm exercising more, I think that might have helped, but I'm just thinking it's maybe circulation or something like that. So I have noticed also that my heart beats a lot faster. So I will notice this when I'm trying to fall asleep, and I actually can like hear my heart beating, and to me it just seems like it's abnormally fast. I haven't really looked into this, but I know that I'm pumping a lot more blood in my body, so I'm just attributing it to that. And maybe related to that, I feel like my circulation is a lot better. I used to be always cold. I'd have cold hands, cold feet, like doesn't matter if it's summertime, I'm just always freezing. And since the pregnancy, I'm like constantly lowering the temperature on the thermostat, and I'm just like, I'm warm, but like not uncomfortably warm. For the first time in my life, I feel like I am just like comfortable. So that's been really nice. So something else that I've noticed is that I get out of breath quite quickly. So when I'm doing a workout, within the first 5 minutes, like I'm a little short of breath, and I've definitely had to kind of like reevaluate how much I can actually do and remember that I am pregnant and that I cannot do what I've done before. I really take it easy. I'm still exercising, but I don't get to that point where I'm like really can't breathe. And I also realized this even when I'm just like resting. My husband said to me, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, like you're breathing really heavily." I realized that I am breathing a little bit heavier, just so that's something that has changed. Another thing that I started feeling was this tightness around kind of the lower part of my belly, and I think it's just like the uterus growing and your skin stretching and all of that, but I would feel kind of achy every now and then. I did get myself a belly band. Let me show you. This is the belly band that I got off of Amazon. It just has a Velcro part here. So what you do, I'm just gonna do this over top of my pants, but normally I would just do it over my skin, and you just kind of like fit it under your belly, and then you put it on, not too tight, I find, because then it does get too tight and uncomfortable. And this has been such a lifesaver. I feel like it holds up your stomach and supports it throughout the day, and I find that it helps me sleep at night actually. I do wear this when I am exercising, if I'm doing some kind of like cardio, or when I'm walking. This is a long list, guys, but this is the last thing that I'm gonna mention, is that I just recently, as of like a couple days ago, started getting like a little bit of acid reflux. I rarely get this, so I wasn't even sure that that's what it really was, but I've been reading that this is kind of the time when that can start happening if it hasn't already done so. So that is the last thing that I have really noticed for this second trimester. Okay, the next question is, do I know the gender? And yes, I do. And I actually filmed a gender reveal video, so you can check that out on my channel. So I won't say it here, I won't spoil it for you. I'm so happy that we know now because I was able to prepare ahead of time. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is sleeping. My first trimester had absolutely no issues sleeping. I slept like a log. It was like the best sleeps of my entire life. My second trimester has not been the same. It started off pretty good. I've been sleeping less for sure, and I have more energy, so that's not a problem. But I have been trying to figure out ways to make myself comfortable, and it took me a long time to kind of nail down what worked, what didn't work for me. I'm just gonna show you what I do to prepare the bed and how I position myself and how I sleep. The next question is, has my belly button popped out? And no, it has not yet. I feel like it definitely will. Again, when you would have seen my belly at the beginning of the video, it's not popped out, but it is stretched quite a bit. So I'm expecting that will definitely happen for me. Okay, next is fetal movement. So am I feeling the baby? Yes, I am, very much so. I started feeling those flutters a few weeks into my second trimester, and in the last few weeks, they've just gotten stronger and stronger as the baby gets bigger and stronger. It typically happens pretty randomly, but I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern. So anytime I sit down after having been walking around or cooking or just on my feet, when I stop, that's when baby will notice and start kicking me, or when I'm lying down to sleep in the evening. Just since the last few nights, I've started to feel kicks in the middle of the night. I absolutely love the feeling of when the baby's moving around and kicking and punching. To me, that's like the most connected I feel, and like the most that I feel like there is a little tiny person growing inside of me. And I really take the times when I do start to feel some movement. I just completely immerse myself and rub my belly and talk to baby and immerse myself in that experience. So the last couple things that I'm gonna talk about are mood and then kind of my final thoughts. So in terms of my mood, it has drastically changed since the first trimester. I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel like there was like a baby at the end of all of this journey, and now I feel so different and I'm so excited, and I finally have that like pregnancy high that you get, and I'm just really enjoying this stage of the pregnancy. I'm like already grieving the fact that in a couple weeks time I will enter my third trimester, and I'm expecting to lose a lot of the energy that I have now, and I'm sure it's gonna just get more uncomfortable. So I'm really trying to just make the most of this time. And just one thing is that I can cry like nobody's business. So I am typically a crier when I see things that trigger me emotionally, and now it's like times a million. So the other night, my husband and I were talking about remembering like when we got our puppy, and I just had this moment where I was just thinking, I'm like, do you remember his mom when our puppy was super small, like almost just born? His mom like came over and licked his head, and it was just like the sweetest thing ever. And then I just like couldn't get out of my head that like we took him away from his mother. And I literally just started bawling my eyes out, and it was so hard for me to just shake that feeling away, and I just couldn't stop crying. So that happens a lot. The final thing that I wanted to share about this second trimester is just something that I've kind of developed, like this stronger connection to myself. So not only am I bonding with baby, but I feel like I'm just bonding with myself, if that makes sense. I think just kind of the practice and the routine of self-care, like I'm spending so much more time like really taking care of myself in terms of when I'm, you know, applying my body oils, and I'm like, you know, like you're feeling your body, you're feeling your belly, and you're naturally just connecting more to it. So I think that has been something really cool that has happened out of this whole experience, and I really hope to continue that when I'm not pregnant, because I feel the benefits of taking that time and investing it in yourself. I think it's just so important for everyone to do. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So that wraps up this second trimester update video. I hope that it was informative, and don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe to my channel. Again, ring the notification bell. That way you'll know when my next video is coming out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone is staying safe and taking care of themselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.